Hey everyone, Pupsker here, and today in Warframe we're going to be going over the top 10 most popular secondary weapons in Warframe. There are a lot of secondary weapons, a lot are easy to forget, but a lot people do love, so we're going to go over the popular ones, explain maybe why they're so popular, and just take a general look at all of their stats. I think there are a handful of secondaries that are some of the modular weapons, such as, like the Catchmoon, so I'll just pull up a little wiki article for those, as I myself hate all modular weapons, and you can acquire them on like Fortuna, Deimos, Cetus, right? A lot of modular weapons parts are just on open world, so keep that in mind if you're curious. So without further ado, let's get to it. For number 10, we have the Aksomati Prime. Overall, a decent enough secondary, get it at a low enough MR, it's probably why people like it. It has an insanely high crit multiplier, good enough crit chance, and lower status, high slash, but overall like low damage total, right? 20 a bullet, that's whatever. But it does shoot a lot and have a high fire rate with a lot of magazine. Look at that, 80 ammo. So you can totally pump up those numbers if you need to. I believe this is essentially just the secondary version of the Soma, something like that. Either way, it's really cool, and it does do decent enough damage, so early on I can see why this is probably a pretty popular weapon. So that's Aksomati Prime for the number 10. In number 9, we have the Lex Prime. I want to say this is probably 9th most popular, primarily because it's an MR8 required weapon, and because it does do a lot of damage, right? Each bullet is 150. The crit status is 25%, so it's not insanely high or anything. With the multiplier being 2x, not insanely high, but not bad, right? It's a puncture weapon, 8 magazine. Overall, you're not going to want to use it a ton, but it's a good weapon that you get earlier on in the game, so that's most likely why it is number 9 in the game. But yeah, it's a good weapon, but don't get me wrong, it's just a pretty normal secondary pistol, right? You can use it as a little sniping pistol, but yeah, it's just a pistol, so a lot of people aren't huge into just stationary normal hit scan type pistols, but if you are, yeah, you'll probably like the Lex Prime. At least if you're MR8, you can probably pick that up. Well, now we're gonna have one of those weird modular weapons. Here we have the Sporelancer. So the reason why this game is so odd is because you can have a kit gun shotgun for Sporelancer or a kit gun pistol. So as a pistol, it's pretty cool because toxin explosive shots, right? It fits the meta. It's pretty good. Let me try and, oh yeah, I guess I can't really properly find numbers, as the numbers on the Sporelancer depend on the modular everything you pick with it. But it's a pretty cool weapon, as AoE explosive toxin is good. It fits the meta of the game, right? I don't think the speed of it is amazing, but that's okay. You'll still love it if you like doing AoE type damage with that. It's up to you though. I still don't mess with most modular weapons, but hey, maybe this year I'll finally get them built, as I've finally completed 100% of everything I really need to do on the open world. So hey, 'tis the season, but if you like this, pick it up. So here we have the Dex Furis for, I believe, number 7. As you can see, this is definitely a status secondary. The crit numbers on it, overall, not good. Pretty abysmal, right? It's a beautiful weapon. But look at that magazine. 100 shots, 20 fire rate. Pretty low damage overall, but look at that status. So yeah, definitely a good strong weapon. Low enough MR at 10 for a secondary that you can use to just apply status. I don't know if there's anything super special about the Dex Furis though. A gift from the Lotus to commemorate the anniversary of the first Tenno waking from cryostasis. Yeah, I can't remember how you actually pick these up, but hey, they're popular for a reason. Try them out if you want. But again, they're not anything super special, but they do look really cool. And here we have the Akarius, I believe Gauss's, secondary weapon, as number 6. This weapon is awesome. Sadly, the crit on it is abysmal, but the status is there. It is explosive ammunition, as you can see. Look at that radial fall off, so it's overall good. Look at that blast damage, right? Adds a lot. So if you build this boyo up for damage and status, you're probably gonna have a pretty good time. It's not like the magazine's massive or anything, but it doesn't really need to be. I myself just use the Exceltra over the Akarius because Exceltra fanboy for life, but hey, it's still a good weapon as a secondary without a doubt, especially if you like secondaries, so take a look at it. Pick it up if you want. Yeah, it's up to you. Next, we have the Tenet Cycron. Tenet weapons are so good. So this is essentially the Tenet version of a Nukor, right? There's the Nukor, the Kuva Nukor, there's the Cycron, and then there's the Tenet Cycron, right? Same idea there. It is so good, requires 40 magazine, right? But it's self-regenerating, so there's no actual ammo in it, just a magazine. It has such high status, which is its best feature. It is without a doubt an amazing status primer. Just throw on all the status to kill off enemies. It's just really good. With the inherent heat, and then with it being a Tenet weapon, you'll pretty much have a pretty sick inherent like radiation usually, or whatever else you choose. I myself, I think, went with inherent radiation because of whichever Warframe I actually ended up grabbing with the Tenet Cycron. But hey. And now, everyone, we have, as number 4, the Catchmoon as a secondary. So, as it says right here, yeah, it is literally, in my mind, just a literal Archiplasmor, but as a secondary. The way it works is it just uses like the Tenet Archiplasmor, the Archiplasmor. It just shoots a big puff in front of you and does good damage. People like it because it goes through enemies, no shock there, right? It does good damage. Bada bing, bada boom, gotta love it. But of course, since I don't use any modular weapons, I just straight up don't use this. But no, it is very popular for good reason. It's because you can just shoot around through everything and kill everything with it, right? Oh, look at that projectile. So beautiful. So beautiful. But yeah, as it is a modular weapon, I don't bother messing with it. But if you do like secondaries and modular weapons, I 100% would. As this is one of the better ones, okay? It is just a secondary type Archiplasmor weapon. So if you like that sort of thing, go for it. This is the general build table. You can get good crit, good status, right? It's let's be honest here, it's a goddamn kit gun, so it'll be OP. Oh god, where did that go? Yeah, ignore that. Either way, grab it if you want, don't if you want, usual. Oh boy, and number 3, we have the Epitaph. Now, this is a really cool, really fun, and really sick secondary, and there is a good reason why it is so high up as number 3. It can have a charge shot, burst shot. As you see, it deals additional headshot damage in Sevagoth's hand, so that's the sweet bonus. But look at it. It has a quick and a charge shot. Overall, it has 1 magazine, because it's just one of those like recharge things. The quick shot, look at the status on that. It is 100% the quick shot made for status, right? Applies all of the status. But quick shot radial attack, that's right, even more status. No, same status, but high range, good fall off, good damage overall. Then let's look at the charge shot. The charge shot is the exact opposite of that. The charge shot is the pure crit shot. Look at the damage, right? So usually the quick shot, right? It doesn't even have terrible damage. 100 on the quick shot, 300 on the charge shot. So the quick shot, it's a good enough thing to throw on good status and some damage, and you can quick shot a lot of enemies. Overall, still really strong, still really good. But the charge shot, right? That's what you want to build to just one-tap fools, right? Like, look at that insane crit chance. Without a doubt, like, what is this, highest or like one of the highest crit chances on a secondary? Warframe's getting so crazy with how high crit chances are going nowadays, Natarak, that honestly, it's hard to even tell. But look at that insane number. And with a 2.6 crit multiplier, yeah, this is going to do a lot of damage and apply status with your quick shot. So overall, yeah, it's a fan favorite for a good reason. So that's Epitaph as number 3. That's right, here we have the Pyrana Prime as number 2. I want to assume this is such high order because of its fun passive, right? 3 kills in rapid succession to summon a second ethereal Pyrana for twice the deadly punch. And of course, the damage on it is just really fucking good, right? It's a pretty fast shooting overall secondary. Look at that, 10 multi-shot, nice. 12 magazine, 4 fire rate, high crit chance, abysmal status chance, but you know, it's status per projectile, so it's not too bad, right? 10 projectiles at 3.6%, right? Get that doubled. Yeah, not too bad. And high status. So yeah, this is a really good secondary for a reason. I think it counts as a shotgun secondary for obvious reasons, because yeah, kind of is, right? Looks like a pistol, but more like a shotgun. It's really strong. You should pick this up if you don't already have it. Damn, I should probably like make a build around this gun these days because of how good it is. It's just one of those guns I myself sleep on, don't really care for, as secondaries do be like that. But it is really good, and you should definitely take a look at it. And last but not least, we have the Kuva Nukor. Damn, I think recently in a video I said that we only had like 10-15 Kuva weapons, but I actually think we have like 20. There is such an insanely high amount of Kuva weapons in the game now, and they're all insanely strong. So it's not too surprising why the Kuva Nukor would still be #1 on the list. The Kuva Nukor used to hit more than up to just 2 additional targets, but it had to be nerfed as it was just way too good. With a 50% status chance, magazine of 77, mwah. You're gonna love this type of weapon. It just microwaves the enemies with inherent radiation, right? Just busted as hell. Plus, with it being a Kuva weapon, you get even more random status on it. Has such a high status chance. Like, this thing is just made to status sap and murder the enemies, and then you can just melee them to insta-kill them, right? This is one of those weapons that, even when they nerf it, it's still loved by most, if not all, and is insanely strong. You've probably, if you've watched random videos here and there, seen me use the Kuva Nukor or Cycron. Let's be honest, the Tenet Cycron. It's the same weapon, just different flavor of name. And it's great, right? Weapon beam weapons that jump towards enemies and inflict insane status are apparently always going to be the favorite for secondary weapons. So everyone, that is my video for the top 10 most popular secondaries in Warframe. As always, if you ended up liking the video, like, sub, comment. You can always follow me on Twitch, join the Discord at discord.gg/Pupsker, or check out the Twitter, Instagram, you know, any of the random stuff. I'll keep making Warframe content and other videos as long as I'm still having fun and enjoying it. So thank you all for being here, and I will see you next time. Peace.